Have you ever felt that the world around you is more than what you just see? Have you ever felt that to truly experience reality would be beyond books and videos, but something that you can experience deep within yourself? Have you perhaps experienced that if I were to find God, I would not find God in the heavens, but within myself? This and many further questions, many further explorations have been done by Professor Chittick in this amazing book, Science of the Cosmos, Science of the Soul. This is truly an amazing book. But before that, hi, I'm Arif Akil. I'm a beginner student in religion, philosophy, mysticism, Sufism. And recently I have been exploring books like these, where I've been trying to get a glimpse of what reality is. Based on what I have come across, it is so profound that I find it most obligatory upon me to share it with the world. And in this particular book, Professor Chittick explores what is reality. Have we thought about what is reality? Or is it something so self-evident that I needn't even question? I know what is real. Anything that I see, touch, smell, feel is real. Is there anything beyond that? Perhaps. That's how we've been conditioned for reality. That's how we experience reality. That's how we've been taught by reality. That's how science states reality is. However, Professor Chittick's experience is he has been reading and translating works of the philosophers and mystics. Philosophers and mystics like Ibn Arabi, Rumi, Kashani, Mullah Sadra. And then he said, after doing that for decades, he said, well, how did reality appear to them? What was real to them? How did they know reality? How did they just know? Period. So how do we know? So he went a level deeper, went a level below, and how is it that we know? And when it comes to knowing, there is this tradition of, well, how we just know. And it's so fascinating because I never thought about it till it was described by Professor Chittick. And that there are two ways of knowing. There is knowing what somebody tells me and I assume it, and I know it till I verify it for myself. And Chittick has described this as transmitted knowledge, what has been told to me, versus something that I know with the depths of my being for it to be true. Now, when it comes to something told to me, a lot of the things that I know is being told to me. Language. The language that I speak has been told to me. This is a table and it will remain a table. Why? It just is. In another language, it's called maze. In another language, it's called something else. Why? Because it's just so. The nature of language is it's got to be transmitted. But when it comes to a subject like mathematics, if you ask me what's 2 plus 2, I would say it's 4. So why? What do you mean why? It is 4, and I will go showing you as many proofs as I can that look, if you take 2 balls and 2 balls, it becomes 4. If I put 1 and 3, it becomes 4. It is self-evidently true. I cannot deny it more than I can deny my own existence. There is a reality to it. I would never say that it is 4 because my teacher said so. I would never say it was 4 because my parents said so. It is inherently true. Now, when it comes to recognizing the greater reality around us, how many of us have experienced it for ourselves? And here Chittick shares something truly, I love the words that he uses. The knowledge is known to be true because once we understand it, it is self-evident. We can no more deny its truth than we can deny our own awareness. Now, Muslims know that God requires them to pray 5 times a day. They take this knowledge from their elders, from their ulama, who have become learned in studying the Quran and Hadith. They cannot discover what God wants from them without the transmission of the revealed sources. In contrast, intellectual understanding is what we know with complete certainty in the depths of our souls. But such knowledge is rare. So we know this not because somebody's told us, but because we've experienced for ourselves. That's the knowledge Chittick is after. Intellectual knowledge. Even the word intellect is not, I would say, absolutely accurate translation, but I would say soulful knowledge. We know it, we experience it within ourselves. If that's intellectual knowledge that one is after, if that's that will give us true peace, that will give us harmony, that will give us balance. So if we were to know that, there is a particular lens with which philosophers and Sufis see the world. And that is a lens different from which the modern scientists see the world. Science has severed the connection between ourselves and the world. And the world is completely separate. It is objective. It is something to be seen, known, and measured, and it's got nothing to do with ourselves. However, the lens with the reality of the philosophers and the mystics is intertwined. The world and the cosmos around us is intertwined with our inner universe, with our soul. And you cannot separate the one and the two. To share the words from Professor Chittick himself, that the meanings of the things in the world cannot be found without simultaneously finding the meaning of the self that knows. So the world around us, there's a depth and a deeper reality to it. And our self, there's a depth and a deeper inner universe to it. The reality behind the world, the depth within ourselves, within our soul, are both reflections of the true greater reality that we are connected with. The more we understand ourself and our soul, the more we'll understand the cosmos around us. The more we understand the cosmos and the reality behind the cosmos, we will begin to understand and experience the inner universe within. This is a very, very brief introduction of the introduction of science of the cosmos, the reality behind the cosmos, science of the soul, the reality behind the soul, how they two are just two sides of one greater reality. There is so much treasure, so much gems in it, and there's no way I can do justice to this in one short video. Fortunately, Professor Chittick has done a lecture that sort of covers a lot of what's covered in this book. I'll be sharing a link to the lecture just below. But before I go, I want to give you a glimpse or a snapshot of what are the different realms of hierarchies of reality. And I think this is one passage that has touched me deeply. The cosmos. When I say the cosmos, it means everything other than you, the world around you, the worlds around you. The cosmos is divided into two basic worlds. One visible, what you can see, and there is an invisible world behind it. The invisible world is the domain, is the spirit, is the realm of spirit, light, intelligence, awareness, consciousness. The visible world, what we see, is the domain of body, darkness, ignorance, unconsciousness. The materialist doesn't know, but there is an invisible realm within of, especially the natural world, that is spirit, light, intelligence, awareness, consciousness. This invisible realm is closer to God and more real than this ignorant, dark, material world. The visible physical realm is the least intelligible, least substantial of the real world. And given how it is unreal, it has a subservient, lower status. The physical realm has no control over the spiritual realm, just as created things have no control over God. So what? The human beings, we are unique in the cosmos. God has made them in His own image. He has taught them all the names. As a result, everything found in the external universe is also found in essence, in reality, in the human self known as the fitra. If this is a subject or topic that excites you, certainly one to explore slowly. It's only 100 pages, but sometimes it feels like 1,000. At least a book that I could not complete in one sitting. but certainly a book worth keeping. Certainly a book keeping your shelf in your bookshelves, so that you or perhaps someone in your family may explore. And when the time is right, indeed this book will speak with you and will connect with you. Truly hope you found this beneficial. I really wanted to get the word out on this wealth of material out there, and I hope to be continue to doing so. Till my next video, take care, keep reflecting. Goodbye.